Okay, so remember, zeros are the places where it crosses the x-axis. So when we have repeated zeros, this is when we're going to be talking about what's called multiplicity. So sometimes a function has repeated zeros, which is also known as multiplicity. So in this example here, we have x minus 2 to the third power and x plus 1 squared. So we can say that x equals 2. So if you solve this, this would be x equals 2. Because of that exponent means that you have x minus 2, you really have that 3 times. So that would be considered to have a multiplicity of 3. Okay, and then if you solve this one for x equals negative 1, because the exponent is 2, that means you really have 2x plus 1s. So that would have a multiplicity of 2. So just to kind of look at the graph here, and then we're going to see how these trends are going to work. So here we're at negative 1, and if you see, we're going to say this is called, it kisses the graph. So it touches it and then it bounces off. Whereas at 2, it actually crosses the graph. So we're going to notice patterns that whenever we have an even multiplicity, it's going to do what we call kiss the graph, whereas when we have an odd multiplicity, it's going to cross the graph. So that's what this kind of says down here. And then just to make sure you have it in your notes, multiplicity is found in the exponent here. So it tells you how many of those factors you actually have. So that's where your multiplicity comes from. Okay, so how are we going to use this multiplicity? So if f of x has a 0 of odd multiplicity, so that exponent is odd, then it's going to cross the x-axis at that value of c. If it has an even multiplicity, then it's going to kiss the graph at x equals c. So, really like this example, we're going to use what we've learned about end behavior and multiplicity to be able to sketch this graph by hand without using our calculator. So, let's look at the multiplicity part first. So, this is x plus 3. So, if we were to solve this, x plus 3 equals 0, we're really talking about x equals negative 3. So, at x equals negative 3, we are going to have a place where it's going to cross the x-axis or kiss. It's going to touch the x-axis. The multiplicity on that is 2 because that's what the exponent is. Well, because this multiplicity is even, it says up here, even multiplicity is going to kiss the graph. Okay, so we'll look at more what that's going to mean when we actually get to the graph. Alright, our other 0 here is at x equals 2. So x equals 2, we're going to have another 0 there. The multiplicity on x equals 2 is 3, because that's what the exponent is there. Since this is an odd multiplicity, it is going to cross the graph, or cross the axis. Okay, so to figure out where we're going to start here, we need to look at an end behavior. So remember, end behavior just matters about the highest degree. So if you were to multiply this whole thing out, we would just care whatever degrees on the x value. So when you're looking at this, the highest exponent, if you were to multiply this out, would be 2. So x squared would be the highest degree there. And then the highest degree here would be x to the third. And if you multiply those together, remember you add your exponents, that would give us x to the fifth. Okay, so that's going to be an odd degree that we're going to be working with. Now to figure out if it's positive or negative, as long as there are no negatives on your x's, it's going to be positive. Okay, so there's no negatives here, so this is going to be positive. So remember, if it's odd and positive, it's going to have a rising shape like this. Okay, so we have our end behavior that we have to look at, and we have to figure out where it's going to cross or if it's going to kiss. So we know the graph has to start down here. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to go to my first 0. Well, that 0 is at negative 3. It says that we're supposed to kiss the graph, which means it's going to touch it and it's going to bounce off. So we're going to bounce off and go on to our next 0. And then when we get to 2, it says we're supposed to cross, so we're going to cross. And if you see, it does match our end behavior that we said down here. Now this is just a sketch of the graph. we could figure out exactly how far this is going to go down, but right now we're just looking at the end behavior is correct and that your kissing or crossing at your zeros is correct. So multiplicity can tell you how your zeros are going to look on your graph. Alright, and then the last two things we're going to do are just some word problems. So modeling with polynomials. So it says you have been given a sheet of cardboard that measures 20 inches by 30 inches. So let's just go ahead and draw that. You must cut equal squares out of each corner of the cardboard so that when the edges are folded up, you have an open box with a volume of 550 cubic inches. So we're going to be cutting boxes out of each side. That way it can become 3D. How long must the edge of each square be to create such a box, assuming that we want to waste as little cardboard as possible? So we're trying to figure out how big these squares are going to be or what the length of them are going to be. Okay, so because we're making a box here, the volume is going to be, so think about volume is going to be length times width times the height of the box. Okay, so we know that the volume is 550. The length of the box, so the length of the box was originally 30. But we're going to be cutting out this X part, and we're going to be taking out this X part. So our new length is going to have to be 30, and we're going to have to subtract out those two X's that I have there. My original width of the box was 20, but now I'm cutting out X here and X here. So my new width is going to be 20 minus 2X. And then the height of the box will be however that you fold on this square, that's going to tell you how high. So X is going to be your height here. Okay, so we're going to use our calculator to solve this. So in your calculator, what you're going to do is you're going to have, we're going to put this 550 in Y1. So in your calculator, we're going to put, let's clear out what we have. We're going to put this 550 in your Y1. And then we're going to put this whole other side in Y2. So 550 and then everything else is going to go in Y2. Okay, before you graph, let's talk about fixing the window. So if you'll go to your window, because this Y is so big here, you're going to need to change your Y max to something that's bigger than that 550. So I'm going to change mine to 600. And then that should let you see the majority of the graph there. And I'm just going to sketch the graph. So we have the straight line up here, and then we have our parabola that's going to cross it twice. So we want to find the intersection. So we're going to do second trace intersect. I'm going to hit enter 3 times. So one value that we get is 1.114. And then we're going to do it again. Second trace intersect. Move it closer to the point. And then you're going to hit enter 3 times. These are both inches. Okay, so we do have 2 answers here, but if you read the problem again, on the last part it says, assuming that we want to waste as little cardboard as possible. So that means we're going to pick the smaller answer because remember, X stands for how much you're going to cut out here. Well, if we cut out 7.5, that's going to cut out a lot of cardboard. We're not going to have a lot left. So because it told us we want to waste as little cardboard as possible, we're going to pick that 1.114 inches there. Okay, so then we're going to look at another one of these. Very similar. Okay, so this one says Joshua has a rectangular piece of cardboard that is 3 times as long as it is wide. So I'm going to call the width W and I'm going to call the length 3W. He will use the cardboard to make an open box. He plans to cut 2-inch squares. So he's cutting out 2-inch squares from each side to make an open box. His box will end up with a volume of 160 cubic inches And we're trying to figure out what is the width, so we're trying to figure out W, because that's what I called it, that he started with. Okay, so remember, volume equals length times width times height. So we know the volume is 160. So the length was 3W, but he's cutting out 2 from each part. So 2 here and 2 here, so it's going to be 3W minus 4. Then the width was just W, but he's cutting out 2 here and 2 here, so W minus 4. And the height you get from what he's cutting out, so the height's going to be 2. So we're going to set this up similar. So we're going to put y1 is 160 and y2 is my equation here. And you can't use W, so just put x's. Okay, so your window for your y max, because we're just using 160 here, maybe we could change it to 200. So as long as it's bigger than that number. So when you graph this, you have a line here, and then your parabola goes like this. So we have 2 places where it's going to intersect. So we're going to do second trace intersect, enter 3 times. So you're going to get negative 2.667, and you're going to get 8. Now, remember this x is really W here. That's what our variable was. And W stands for width. You cannot have a negative width. So the width that we are going to use here is a width of 8 inches. That will make this box.